Hello there, folks. Andrew Griffiths here, co-founder of Smallville with
Bree James.
The other side of being a co-founder of Smallville.
That's what it is when it's co.
We both founded Smallville, Mayoress, whatever you want to call us. Thanks for tuning in. We got a little video here that we want to talk a little bit about. Stop beating yourself up for making mistakes in your business.
Yes.
You know,
just flog yourself. No, don't. Stop.
It's one of the things, I think people in business owners, I see it all the time, are really, really hard on themselves for making mistakes.
I think if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough.
Oh, look, absolutely. I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. But I think that's the point of it. If we're not making mistakes, we're playing a conservative game. You know, I've been in business for many years, and the amount of mistakes I've made, oh my goodness me. I've made a horrendous amount of mistakes, terrible mistakes, time and time again in some instances, because I wasn't that bright and I had to keep making them. But without a doubt, it's the mistakes I've made that have made me who I am. And I know that can sound a little bit kind of cliched.
Well, you learn more from your mistakes than you do your successes.
Man, if something costs you $50,000, you learn.
You'll learn.
You know, something costs you $5,000 when you haven't got a lot of money, you'll learn. Something costs you $500, you'll learn. But that's the key though, is do you learn from your mistakes? Beating yourself up about, you know, you buggered up something with a client or you made a mistake and it cost you money. Look, that happens to all of us. The real tragedy comes if you don't learn from it.
Yes.
You know, that's the key,
and you
isn't
don't
it?
put things into play for it not to happen again.
Exactly right. So you put the mechanisms into place to say, well, okay, this is how we're going to avoid that happening. But you also have a little bit of a moment where you turn around and go, okay, well, yes, I made that mistake. This is what I learned out of it. This is going to save me a lot of money in the future. For me, if I made a mistake perhaps a few years back, you know, I probably wouldn't sleep at night. If I'd done something really kind of dumb, maybe I'd let down a client or something like that, I literally would not sleep. You know, I wouldn't sleep. I'd lie in bed at night, you know, kind of a bit beside myself because I felt that I'd been unprofessional or whatever it was that had happened. In the scheme of things, did it really matter? No. Did I do anything horrible? Of course not. It was
a mistake.
I made a mistake and I look stupid and I'm embarrassed by it and those kind of things, and you kind of go, wow. But
the founder of Spanx, Sarah Blakely,
yeah.
You know, her dad used to ask her when she was in high school, what did you fail at today?
That's a great question.
He basically trained her to fail every single day, because if she came home from school and she didn't have any good failure story, he was really disappointed.
I love that.
And she's the creator of Spanx, which is now a multi-billion-dollar company. She's one of the wealthiest women in America, and it's because she had that whole not having a single fear about failure.
And failing forward is a term that everyone's using, you know. So when you fail, you learn from it and you grow. It's called flirting. And the idea of it being that every time you learn, if you don't have a culture of failure, then as you said before, you're not trying hard enough.
No.
These days, you cannot do business in a conservative space. And
just having a consequence. So for me, it's the worst thing that can happen is I have to move home and live with my mother.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is enough to make sure that, you know.
If that doesn't keep you going, nothing will,
exactly.
right? It is a culture, and we've got to encourage our staff as well. We've got to encourage those people around us. Absolutely. That if they make a mistake, something goes wrong, look, no one's going to lose their birthday. It's not the end of the world, but does it encourage a culture which is going to be more in line with what we need to have these days? And a conservative culture is really a very, very risky culture in business these days. Sure, look, we get it. We understand you can't go out and risk all your money and put it all on red at the casino, and you know, we get that. We're not saying that for a second, but it means you've got to be trying new stuff. It means you've got to be doing new products. You've got to be at the edge of, you know, how you name things, you know, how you develop stuff, how you learn stuff, who you partner with, all of those things that we talk about a great deal, that we're going to get wrong. Okay, but we're going to say, well, when we get it wrong, if we get it wrong, we're not going to beat ourselves up. We're going to learn.
We can learn and we can grow from it, and we'll do better next time.
So, without a doubt, that's our vlog for today. Is, you know, don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes, but if you don't learn something from those mistakes, then beat yourself up.
Yeah, beat yourself up.
You know, like if you're going to keep making
the same mistake, you know, over and over,
get a big lump of wood.
Seriously, bash it.
Just, what is wrong with you? And sometimes I've been a bit of a slow learner in trying to get this stuff through.
We call it a slurner.
A slurner now, and I look at that and kind of go, okay. But you know what? Every single mistake I've made, I look at now, and my philosophy is, and it has been for a long time time now, is if that's cost me money, how much is that going to save me in the future? That mistake maybe cost me X amount of dollars, but I know it's going to save me 20 times that amount down the line because I'm smarter as a result of it. None of us have got a degree of small business, I can guarantee that. You know, our degree of small business comes from making those mistakes. You know, so some of us have got a PhD in mistakes, but every time we make one, at least we learn. And you and I, Bree and I, we talk about this stuff all the time. What mistakes have we made? What have we got wrong? How can we do it better? And we actively encourage each other to talk about that stuff because we know it makes us better.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Go and make some more mistakes. Go break some more stuff.
We give you permission to break stuff,
don't beat yourself up unless you do it more than once and flog yourself silly.
Enjoy the rest of the site. Look around Smallville. We hope you're enjoying it. We love bringing Smallville to you. We've got 100+ dedicated contributors who spend a lot of time and energy coming up with some great ideas for you. So drop us a line and tell everyone about Smallville. That would be fantastic.
See you later.
Thanks, folks.